Imagine you are seeing a woman on a Tokyo train, traveling with you to the office. Monday morning, the carriage is packed with expensive suits and luxury brands. Everyone is trying so hard to be noticed, but you cannot look away from her. She is wearing a simple gray linen shirt, dark trousers. Her clothes are slightly worn, yet she looks completely whole. She possesses a rare, magnetic confidence that money simply cannot buy. Suddenly, you think of your own closet at home, packed, overflowing. Yet every morning, the exact same frustrating panic. I have a mountain of clothes, but nothing to wear. If that is you, watch until the very end. The answer to her secret is encoded in a hidden Japanese philosophy. It has nothing to do with buying more, and everything to do with what happens in your mind the moment you open that wardrobe door. Stay with me to the end, because the third secret breaks the cycle permanently. Let's change how you dress, starting tonight. That woman is not special because of what she bought. She is special because of what she decided. 3 decisions, rooted in 3 Japanese ideas that Western fashion culture has quietly ignored for decades. Because if you truly understood them, you would never shop the same way again. Today, I am giving you all 3. Not as philosophy you admire and forget by tomorrow. As a practical system, you can begin tonight with exactly what you already own. No shopping, no expensive haul, no wardrobe overhaul that costs money you do not have. By the time this video ends, you will look at your wardrobe differently. You will look at yourself differently. And tomorrow morning, getting dressed will feel like a relief. Not a performance, not a panic, a relief. But before her secret, we need to have an uncomfortable conversation about your closet. Honestly, most people believe the equation goes like this. More clothes equals more options. More options equals more confidence. More confidence equals a better life. It is a perfectly logical equation. It is also completely wrong. Think about the last time you bought something to wear, that quiet excitement, the certainty that this piece would change something, that with this shirt, this dress, these shoes, you would finally feel like the person you always imagined being. Now think about 3 months later. Where is that item? Worn twice, maybe, pushed to the back, forgotten behind something newer. This is not weakness. This is neuroscience. The brain returns to its emotional baseline after a new purchase within roughly 12 weeks. The excitement is real, but always temporary. And the entire fashion industry is built on the precise moment your brain returns to baseline and begins quietly aching for the next spike. You are not shopping because you lack style. You are shopping because you have been conditioned to. And here is the number that makes it real. The average person wears about 20% of their wardrobe 80% of the time. If you own 50 items, you regularly wear 10. The other 40 hang there, silent, unworn, taking up space, not just in your wardrobe, but in your mind. Because here is what nobody tells you about unused clothing. Your brain does not ignore it. Every unworn item is what cognitive scientists call an unresolved environmental cue. Your brain keeps processing it, quietly in the background. Every single morning you open that door, that dull wait before your day has even begun, that exhaustion before your first coffee, is not laziness. It is your brain trying to process dozens of unfinished sentences at once. What goes with what? What fits today? What version of yourself you are presenting today? What this item says about who you are and who you are not. So you stand there in front of a full wardrobe, feeling like you have nothing to wear. Because the truth is, you do not have too few choices. You have too many untrustworthy ones. The fashion industry depends on this. It does not sell you clothes. It sells you the story that your current self is a problem, and their next product is the solution. A story with no ending. Because the ending was never the point. The woman on that train stopped believing that story, and when she did, everything changed. Not her budget, not her body, not her circumstances, her philosophy. What I'm about to show you has been practiced in Japan for centuries. The West discovered it recently, called it minimalism, and missed the point entirely. Because Western minimalism is an aesthetic, a look, a color palette, a trend. What the Japanese understood is older and far more powerful. It is not about how things look. It is about how you live inside them. The first secret starts tonight. The first secret has a name, Danshari. 3 Japanese characters, 3 precise movements of the mind. Dan, to refuse what enters. Sha, to release what no longer serves. Ri, to separate yourself from attachment to objects, not to organize, not to sort into neater piles, not to buy better storage containers and fold everything into perfect squares. Those are not solutions. They are delay tactics, rearranging the same problem into a tidier shape. Danshari is a philosophical shift in your relationship with the objects in your life. Its creator, Hideo Yamashita, asked one question that cuts through everything. What is more important, my life or my things? It sounds simple. It is not. Most of us were trained since childhood to accumulate, to keep, to hold on, just in case. In case the body changes back. In case the occasion finally arrives. In case letting go means admitting that the person you bought it for no longer exists. That last one is the quiet one. The one people never say out loud. Because every unworn item represents something. A past self you are not ready to release. A future self you are not sure you will become. An occasion that never came. A version of your life that went a different direction. And so the wardrobe becomes an archive, a museum of who you have been and who you hoped to be. Every morning, you open that museum and try to choose a version of yourself to wear. No wonder getting dressed is exhausting. Danshari says, close the museum. You do not need to curate the past. You need to dress the present. It gives you one clean, surgical question to ask every item you own. Does this serve the life I am living right now? Not the life you had 3 years ago. Not the life you imagine someday. The life you are actually living today, with its real job, real schedule, real body, real daily reality. Every item that honestly answers yes stays. Every item that answers no, you release with gratitude, because it served a version of you once. Without guilt, because it is not serving you now. Tonight, and I mean tonight, not this weekend, open your wardrobe. Take out every single item. Lay it on your bed. Ask the question one piece at a time. Be honest. Be patient. Be ruthless. What goes back is not a smaller wardrobe. It is an honest one. A wardrobe that reflects the person you actually are, with quiet, complete confidence. That is the first reason you could not look away from her on that train. She is wearing an honest wardrobe. Every item passed that question. And when you wear only what is true to your real life, the body relaxes. The eyes settle. The whole person becomes still in a way that no expensive suit can manufacture. You felt it before you understood it. You were feeling her honesty. There are 2 more secrets. The second will change how you think about empty space forever. And the third, the deepest one, is the one the fashion industry fears most. Because once you understand it, the loop breaks permanently. The second secret is called Ma. It has no direct English translation because the language was not built to describe what Ma describes. Western design has spent centuries trying to eliminate what Ma celebrates. Ma is the deliberate, intentional, productive power of empty space. Not emptiness as absence, not emptiness as lack or failure to fill, emptiness as architecture, the thing that makes everything else possible. The character for Ma is built from two older images, a gate and the sun shining through it. The light does not fill the gate, it enters through the emptiness. And without the emptiness, there is no light. There is just a wall. This principle runs through every Japanese discipline. In architecture, the space between rooms is where the breath of the building lives. In the tea ceremony, the pause between movements is not delay, it is meaning. In the garden, the single stone placed in empty gravel is the reason the gravel has purpose. And in a wardrobe, the space between garments is not wasted rail. It is the condition that makes each garment visible, accessible, and trustworthy. Here is what happens neurologically when a wardrobe is overcrowded. The brain activates the same stress response as a cluttered workspace. Cortisol rises, decision quality drops. A persistent background anxiety settles into your morning before you have made a single choice. You are already behind before the day begins. When space exists, when Ma breathes between your garments, the opposite state emerges. Clarity, agency, calm. The brain can see what is actually there. The eyes rest on what they trust. The hands reach without hesitation. Getting dressed takes 2 minutes, and those 2 minutes feel certain. The practice that creates this is what I call the 10-second wardrobe audit. Tomorrow morning, before you choose anything, stand in front of your open wardrobe. Do not reach. Do not decide. Simply look for 10 full seconds. If in those 10 seconds, your eyes cannot find 2 or 3 items they completely trust, items that require no mental negotiation, no conditional thinking, no good day clause, your wardrobe still has too much noise and not enough Ma. The goal is a wardrobe where every visible item is unconditionally trustworthy, not good on a good day, not perfect with the right accessories, not flattering if the light is kind. Always, reliably, without exception. When every visible item meets that standard, you stop choosing between clothes. You simply get dressed. And there is an enormous difference between those two experiences. One is a daily negotiation. The other is a daily confirmation. The woman on that train does not negotiate with her wardrobe. She confirms. That is what you see in her stillness. That is the second reason she is magnetic. She is not performing. She is confirming. The third secret is the deepest, the most quietly powerful, the one that does not just change how you dress, but how you experience yourself dressed. The fashion industry has no answer to this one because it is not something they can sell you. The third secret is actually 2 ideas the Japanese hold at the same time, the way a hand holds both a cup and the warmth inside it. The first is Wabi-Sabi. The closest translation is this: the quiet beauty of things that are impermanent, imperfect, and incomplete. Wabi is the beauty of the plain, the unadorned, the honestly simple, not plain as in cheap, plain as in pure, the wooden bowl that shows the grain of the tree, the ceramic cup whose glaze ran in the kiln and is more beautiful because of it. Sabi is the beauty that accumulates over time, the stone path made more beautiful the more feet have walked it. The leather bag worn for 15 years that carries more beauty than one fresh from the store. Her gray linen shirt worn at the collar, her shoe scuffed at the toe in exactly one place, not despite these things, because of them. The wear is not damage, the wear is evidence. Evidence of a life genuinely lived inside these clothes. Wabi-Sabi applied to a wardrobe says one thing: stop waiting for perfect condition to feel worthy in your clothes. The shirt you have worn for 3 years that fits you perfectly is more powerful than the one you bought last week and cannot figure out, because the old shirt knows you. And people feel that comfort from across a crowded carriage. But Wabi-Sabi goes deeper than aesthetics. At its core, it is a release from a particular suffering that modern consumer culture manufactures with extraordinary precision: the suffering of the unfinished self. Western consumer culture rests on one devastating premise: that your current self is a problem, not quite stylish enough, not quite put together enough, and the right product will finally close the gap between who you are and who you are supposed to be. It is a story with no ending, because the gap must stay open. A closed gap is a customer who stopped buying, so the story runs forever. New season, new trend, new gap, new product, new temporary satisfaction, new gap. Wabi-Sabi says the premise is false. You are not a problem to be solved. The person you are right now, is imperfect, still becoming, is already worthy of dressing with confidence. And interlocked with Wabi-Sabi is the final idea: Chisoku. It translates as knowing enough, not having enough, which is fragile, always one difficult month from collapsing. Knowing enough. The deep, settled capacity to look at what you already have, honestly chosen, genuinely worn, truly yours, and recognize that it is sufficient. Research shows the satisfaction of a new clothing purchase becomes neurologically indistinguishable from baseline within 12 weeks, 3 months, and then the ache returns. The scroll begins. Chisoku is not deprivation. It is understanding the cycle clearly enough to stop being unconsciously governed by it. When your wardrobe has passed through Danshari and Ma breathes between what remains, what is left is enough, not as a compromise, as a complete expression of who you actually are. Instead of asking, who should I be today, you are confirming who you already are. She is not dressing to become someone. She is dressing as someone. She has arrived, and her clothes know it. So here is exactly what you do. Not someday, tonight. Open your wardrobe and take out every single item. Ask each piece one question. Does this serve the life I am living right now? Every yes goes back. Every no, you release it with gratitude and without guilt. What remains is your honest wardrobe. Tomorrow morning, stand before what remains. Do not reach. Do not rush. Give it 10 full seconds of simply seeing. Where your eyes land without hesitation, those are your anchor pieces, the ones your body already trusts. Then look at what your eyes avoid, what requires negotiation. Ask those pieces the question one more time. The first edit is the rough cut. The second is where real clarity comes. What remains is your capsule, not a fixed number. A personal collection where every single piece shares one quality, completely unconditionally trustworthy on the body and life of the specific person you actually are. From here, Wabi-Sabi takes over naturally. You stop seeing the slight wear on your favorite shirt as a reason to replace it and start seeing it as a reason to keep it. And Chisoku becomes not a discipline you practice, but a state you inhabit. The restlessness quiets, the scroll slows, the ache fades. Not because you suppressed it, because it has nothing left to feed on. Going forward, one rule, one in, one out, always. And when you shop, ask the Danshari question before you buy, not after. Does this serve the life I am living right now? If the answer is not immediately and clearly yes, it is no. Walk away. The clarity feels strange at first. Then it feels like power. The woman on that Tokyo train will never know you watch this video. She does not stand before her wardrobe every morning in quiet desperation. She opens it. She sees immediately. She chooses without hesitation. She leaves. Not because she is lucky. Not because she was born with some natural sense of style you were not given. Because she made 3 decisions most people never make. Not because they are difficult, but because nobody ever told them the decisions existed. Danshari. She let go of everything that was not her real life. She closed the museum and opened a wardrobe. Ma? She protected the space between what remained and gave her eyes somewhere to rest. Wabi-Sabi and Chisoku, she stopped trying to become someone through her clothes and arrived at being someone in them. She understood that imperfection is not a flaw, that enough is not a number. It is a decision. Tonight you begin. Open the wardrobe. Ask the question. Release what is not your real life. Protect the space. Trust what remains. Tomorrow morning will feel different, quieter, clearer, more like you than any morning you can remember. And the next time you step onto a crowded train, gray linen shirt, dark trousers, one slightly scuffed shoe, someone in that carriage will be unable to look away from you. Not because you are loud, not because you are trying, because you have arrived at something they are still spending enormous amounts of money trying to buy. You look complete. Before you go, I want you to do one small thing that actually matters. Go open your wardrobe right now and find the one item you have not worn in over a year, but still cannot bring yourself to release. You know exactly which one it is. You thought of it the second I said it. Tell me in the comments, what is that item? And who were you when you bought it? Because that single piece is never really about fabric. It is about a version of yourself you are still holding on to. And the moment you name it out loud, something loosens. I read every single one of these. And the stories people leave here are the real reason this channel exists.